Alright. Here we go. Last time on Lucid9, I guess we were left alone, right? All of our friends were acting... all of them were acting quite strange. And... well, the first thing we do is go to the roof, I guess, to find our friends. And, well, they're all acting pretty strange, probably because of the... again, the murder, right? Or, well, murders, most likely. My first instinct is to look for my friends from a high vantage point. Shortly after arriving, I quickly realized that it's a terrible instinct. Even if I had perfect eyesight, it's not like I can see through buildings. What made me think that I could have found Ryu from the rooftop? Well, I guess that's true. I'm just about to leave, but I catch a flicker of motion in the corner of my eye. Purple hair. Wavy, purple hair. And hold on, let me put on my glasses. I always forget to put on my glasses, I don't know. Anyway. Well, not always, but sometimes. I frequently forget to put on my glasses. Does Yama have glasses? That would help in being able to spot people from the rooftop, maybe. And how high is the school anyway? Is it like several stories high, or... well... anyway, we see purple hair. It's, I assume, Elizabeth. What a bloody prat. Yep, that's definitely Elizabeth. I round the corner to the back part of the rooftop, the generally more isolated area. Sure enough, my favorite Brit is settled on the edge of a bench, nose shoved deep in the pages of a paperback book. I quickly recognize it as the popular dystopian series, The Famine Tourney. Yeah, The Famine Tourney, you mean... The Hunger Games? Interesting. Didn't think she could have the time to read fiction between those textbooks of hers. Who's a bloody prat? She doesn't even glance up, clearly absorbed in the print before her. Oh, this President Ash. I can't stand swarmy gits like... He trails off, then slowly looks upward. You! She leaps to her feet, thrusting the book in front of her like a broadsword. A good day, Lizzie. Hmm? Don't tell anyone. She quickly slides her books behind her, looking down. That was a delayed reaction. I'll take it to my grave, just like you being a barista. Oh great, I feel so comforted. You don't trust me? I'm hurt. Do you blame me? I want to bite back with a teasing remark, but my tongue is stiff in my mouth. Trust, a fickle thing. Elizabeth's brows furrow at my change of mood. She slowly closes the book, evaluating me for a long moment. Are you worried about the disappearances? For a second, I'm flabbergasted. It's almost like she read my mind, though I mean everyone's been acting on edge because of the disappearances, right? What? The main targets are academy students. It's some cause for concern, isn't it? Oh, right. That wasn't exactly how I've been thinking about the disappearances, but... well, it doesn't matter. People die anyway. My, I see you have sky-high expectations of humanity. What can I say? I'm an optimist. She smirks lightly at this. It seems to soften the hard lines of her face. It prompts me to speak. You know, sometimes, you're not that unbearable. Oh yes, I try to answer to your every beck and call. I can tell from the encouragement you shower on me. Well, I'm known for my nurturing spirit. By people on drugs? She actually giggles, extracting a chuckle from me. Getting along with Elizabeth? What's going on? Now this is strange. It probably won't last, but Maybe I should see where it goes. Yeah, again, I guess, yeah. Another option to spend time with waifu. And obviously I'm gonna take it. Yeah, why not? I don't have anywhere else to be, and honestly, this could be fun. I take a moment to glance over her stacks of tomes. Aside from the famine tourney, her selection seems to weigh on the mystery side. Works from Darther Onen Coil, Sorothy Dayers, Kagatha Risti, and more. I also catch multiple outliers in the romance department. Is this... I mean, I assume these are fake names, or rather, references to real authors? It's just the letters are kind of like mixed up and stuff? I don't know. I don't read a lot of books. Well, I mean, I say that. Does manga count? These your favorites? I've yet to decide. The genre is proving to be enjoyable so far, though. So, you don't know the endings. Her face promptly drops into a cold glare. Don't you dare spoil them. Spoil them? Me? I would never. I peer over her shoulder at the famine tourney. But you know, if I were you, I wouldn't trust that baker boy. Yama, I just said... And the Archer girl, the main character, well, don't be too startled if she kills everyone else in order to win at the end. Oh, stop it. And the little sister, she may or may not turn insane and become a serial killer. Fine. She promptly slams the book shut and slides it back into the pile, withdrawing a fresh one. Ah, what a dick, Yama. Looks like, Darters Onan Koyos, the Dogs of Garamon. Garamon? Isn't that a font? Spoiler alert, the main character dies in the end. Again, she hastily returns the book and takes another one. Sorothy Dayers, a gaudy knight. Spoiler alert, the... Shush! The characters end up hating each other's guts and swear to become eternal rivals. Are you gonna keep doing this? Yeah, why are you ruining her day? Yama. I know you don't get along, but why do you have to add fuel to the flame? Stop bullying the waifu. No bully. You know? I thought you were against bullying, now you're the bully. Stop it. Yamero. She looks genuinely upset, so I quickly retract, lost to my humor. I was just making it up. Oh, okay. You were? Want me to cross my heart? Hoping to die would be better. Huh? At least, the very least, it wasn't real spoilers, I assume. Well, you must save the best for last, my dear. She snorts at this, shaking her head in disbelief. Oh my god, you're exactly like... Like who? You said that before, right? When we were at the piano? Her eyes shuffle away, sparking my curiosity. Exactly like... Well, you know, Mr. Darcy, sort of, from Pride and Prejudice. Not that you would know about that book anyway. Actually, I read it. Did you? Pride and Prejudice, that sounds familiar. You have? Her surprise seems genuine rather than condescending. I decide to respect it. Why, certainly, Miss Bennet. I do consider myself to be well-read. Elizabeth straightens, her lips twitching into a coquettish, how do I say this word? Coquettish smile. Coquettish smile? It appears your considerations for being well-read are substantially lower than the normalities of society, Mr. Darcy. Well, naturally, it is in accordance with the quality of my company. I beg your pardon. After all, dear Elizabeth, a poor Miss Bennet you would make. You are but half English. As for you, Mr. Darcy, you are twice as conceited as your original counterpart. Why, thank you. It is not to be thankful for. A proud man I may be, but I know where to place my gratitude. Is that place one that exists in this world? Naturally not. So I thought. I guess they're talking like as if they were the characters in the book. This is actually fun. When Elizabeth loosens up, her wit and intelligence make for a playful combination. Not that she'd ever actually be Elizabeth Bennet, or that I would be Mr. Darcy. After all, in the end, they fall in love, hint hint. Just the thought sends me into shudders of revulsion. I've got a small question for you, Mr. Darcy. What might that be, Miss Bennet? What brings you to the rooftop? Your undying beauty. She flushes brightly, even though I was just joking. You taint those words with your capriciousness. Capriciousness? What? She quickly loses the mask of Elizabeth Bennet in her fervor. You can't say romantic things so easily. It loses meaning. What, you think I meant it seriously? Well, no. But for example, she clears her throat and stares me dead in the eye. I love you. Despite hating her, do I hate her? Yes, I hate her. I nearly flail backward, my stomach turning over. What the heck? I didn't mean it, but you see, or did you mean it? You tsundere, purple-haired waifu? No matter your intent, words have power. And you tell me that you love me to justify this. Well, it's not like I bloody meant it. Then why'd you say it? To prove a point, see? You're riled up. That's exactly how I feel when people throw around words so casually. And now I know why this girl can't handle a joke. Still, I guess to some extent it makes sense. I don't want to admit it, but her counter-argument is actually valid. So, that was why you were always on my case for throwing around my words? Of a sort, yes. She clears her throat, protectively hugging a book to her chest. Honestly speaking, I didn't hate you. Really. Well, not at first. So, what dramatic event lost Her Majesty's favor upon me? Strangely enough, she ignores my mocking tone. Her gaze is deadly serious. Well, well, we were about to learn why we have such a hostile relationship with her, but... Well, that was unfortunate timing. I wait for Elizabeth to continue, but she immediately retracts, digging back into her book. I answer it. She doesn't really give me any other options, so I take a look. Where are we getting this? Getting this from? A text message? From Ryu. Hey, are you busy right now? I need some grunt labor. Oh. Get Marvelous Masa then. Marvelous Masa? Masato? Courtyard, now! Oh. I'm actually disappointed as I slide my phone to my pocket. Well, this was the closest to a civil conversation that I've gotten with Elizabeth. Well, I mean, how about you just be civil the next time, right? How about you don't start an argument, Yama? Well, Miss Bennet, it looks like duty calls. As you know, I have so many admirers to see. She snickers lightly. Oh, I would count on it. There are, after all, 70 million blind people in the world. I snort. That was actually a passable comeback. Cheerio, Miss Bennet. Goodbye, Mr. Darcy. Don't come again. I will, Miss Bennet. Just for you. Well, I shouldn't stop you if you wish to publicly humiliate yourself. I only roll my eyes at her and shut the door, setting my steps toward the academy courtyard. My pace is lighter than when I first arrived. Unfortunately, my thoughts somber as I approach the courtyard. Why didn't Ryu contact me earlier? Where has Yahiko been, or Masato? I guess they have their own lives. Ryu is in drama club, Yahiko has his happy club, and Masato, well, we're not exactly on talking terms. Yeah, after that incident where he punched me in the jaw. Besides, it's not like they're obligated to babysit me every day, logically speaking. Ryui is leaning against 3 humongous suitcases by the nearest bench, biting her lip furtively as she twines her fingers in her skirt. "Oh good, you came. I see how it is. You only call me when it's convenient for you." The bitterness in my tone is only half joking. Ryui doesn't seem to notice this. "Hey, you're the one who hasn't joined any clubs." I curb my tongue at this comment. No matter how much I like to snap back, she's right. It's my own fault. "So, what's all this about?" "I'm going back home for a while." "But, where did this come from?" Although, judging from Akira's words earlier, I think I know why. "I mean, I'll still come to school every day and everything. It's just, you know, a little commute." I noticed that she blatantly dodges the question. "It's a 1-hour commute to the other side of the town." "Well, on the bright side, it's less time with you." Ha ha ha. It is less time with me, with Masato, with Yagiko, with anyone. She feels painfully distant. "Really though, it'd be nice to spend some time with my parents." "You might want to consider doing the same thing." "My house? It's 3 hours away, Ryu, in a, I don't know, entirely different city." "You haven't called in a while, have you?" I only shrug. I don't hate my parents. In fact, if anything, it's the opposite. I hate to cause any more trouble than I already have. Better to leave them in peace and quiet. "Well, we should go. If I miss my train, I'm stranded here." For a wild, reckless moment, I'm seized with the impulse to make her stay. Not that I'd actually do it. "Let me guess, you need me to carry the luggage?" "Well, isn't that what friends are for?" "What kind of friends do you have?" She playfully bumps my shoulder, but it feels foreign, stilted. Really nice ones that'll help an innocent maiden with her luggage, right?" I grab 2 of the suitcases and pull them by their handles. They drag against me, protesting with weight. "Now what do you have in here, bricks?" "Your brain." "Aw, it's so big." "You mean it's so dense." I chuckle at this. Ryui smiles shyly, pulling the remaining suitcase alongside me. "Oh, thanks, Yama." We head to the main street in silence, staring everywhere but at each other. It's not until we've settled at the bus stop when I find myself with words. I restlessly tap my fingers against the worn metal zippers of her case, searching my thoughts. "Well, why'd you call me, instead of Masato? He's the kind of guy you'd want for this." I don't think so." "Anyway, Masato must be busy with track and honor society and... yeah. I don't know, I think there's another reason why she's not calling Masato for this. Wah! He shouldn't have time to notice little things like this." Her answers only cultivate more confusion. "Oh, in a way, you're moving back home. That isn't exactly little." "Well, still, it's distracting, and weird, and honestly, unattractive." Am I speaking the same language as anyone at this school? Yeah, what does she mean by that? Distracting, weird, and unattractive. Does she mean herself, or... I don't know what she means by that, actually. Of all people, I would have thought that I could at least understand Ryu. I'd grown up with her. I knew her. Heck, in some ways, I knew her better than I knew myself. And she changed that much in just 2 days? Oh look, Masato's your friend and you're moving. That's all there is to it, right? Clearly, I'm getting nowhere with this. Well, where's Yahiko? Ryui relaxes slightly at this abrupt change of topic. Oh, busy. How busy? Well, who knows? Probably just wanted to skip out on helping or something. I want to inquire further, or at the very least tell her about the exchange between him and Haru. But we arrive at the subway station just then, cutting our conversation short. The platform is hauntingly empty. The orderly benches are completely free of cigarettes, gum, or scraps of paper. It's as if they've never been sat on. Furthermore, the only person in sight is the attendant at the ticket booth, and he's currently snoring. In a way, it makes sense. Not only is this a minor station, but Isamu is known for his strengths in security and prosperity. Why would anyone want to leave that? No, it's still strange. The platform had some pretty decent traffic when we were heading to District 8 the other day, but now it's completely empty. Even if this is the quiet spell before our rush hour, is it really reasonable? Is it that suspicious? Also, Tokodemo? Demo? Is that what it says? Anyway, hiragana. What does that even mean? Togo demo? Anyway, come to think of it, how is the city reacting to the disappearances? I live in a bubble where the only reactions I see are ones of fellow students. I have no clue what the common office worker is thinking, or the common housewife, or the common fast food worker. Is the city afraid, or am I just looking too much into this? Ryui quietly tugs at my sleeve, clutching her pre-bought tickets in her hand. This place gives me the crepes. Didn't you go home yesterday night? Oh gosh, don't remind me. I swear there was a zombie hiding in the corner. Boo! Ah! I burst into laughter as she leaps away, flailing her arms widely in my direction. Yama! Well, see any zombies? I wish Miki were here. She could return the favor with, oh, I don't know, a little scare. Scare? Say, an innocent little bug? Oh, don't you dare. Or maybe a big, hairy spider with huge eyes and pincers that click together as if it... Oh, come here! I lunge towards her. She darts further down the platform, giggling lightly. I bolt towards her, but a sudden shadow darts across the edge of my vision. Get away from me! Oh, what's happening? Nani? I stop short. Ryui also grinds to a halt. Two academy students are sprinting across the platform on the opposite side of the track, weaving between the columns and jumping over benches in their haste to... To what? At first, I think they're just having a casual race, but when the second student crashes through a trash can and plants into the ground, the first doesn't even spare him a glance. It's Yakiko. He gestures to the student who just took a nasty fall. I look again, stomach dropping, as I recognize the familiar head of blonde hair. Oh, Yakiko? What's Yakiko doing here? He's struggling to pull himself to his feet, clutching at his ribs. His face is twisted in a way that I've never seen before. Harsh angles and contorted lines that make him look like a completely different person. Who's chasing Yahiko? The other boy, who's currently halfway down the platform, is bony and pale with brown hair that hangs over his head, or his eyes, rather. I was gonna say his head? Well, his eyes. It's Shoji. Shoji and Yahiko? What are they doing here? Isn't Shoji supposed to be missing? If, of course, the words of Irie's bullies can be trusted. Why are they running? What's going on? I said, get away! Shoji, don't be like this. I hear the faint blare of the incoming train. Shoji staggers closer to the tracks, a wild look in his eyes. I guess, after the river incident, is this a second attempt? I know what you're trying to do. I know who you are. You're too close, Shoji. Rui bolts forward, but I catch the glint of the train and snag the collar of her jacket. Don't, you'll just hurt yourself. The words slip from my throat, cool, slimy, like a serpent. But... Yahiko suddenly throws himself at Shoji, tackling him closer to the train. Rui tenses but doesn't move. Get off! No! You're not in your right mind, Shoji. Stock hit sound effect. Shoji socks him straight in the jaw. Yahiko flinches backward, but keeps his grip secure as he drags himself to his feet. The train blares its incoming approach. Oh, what is he doing? Shoji wiggles in his grasp, snapping his feet at Yahiko's knees, but Yahiko refuses to buckle. He stumbles closer to the track, ignoring Shoji's fingernails prying at his hands. The train surges closer as they pass over the caution line. Stop fighting me! Let go! Ryui clutches my arm, staring pleadingly at me. You know, this is one of my worst fears. Like being, you know, being so close to the train as it comes. Ugh. We need to help. We can't. What? No, we need to call a police, hospital, someone. It's too late. Lights flare in the tunnel and the train barrels closer. Ryui slumps against my chest, eyes blank. Shoji braces his feet against the ground as Yahiko staggers to the edge. They're screaming now. Half the words are indistinguishable, drowned by the roaring horn. Killed, just stood, watched. Not fault. Disgusting, liar. Finally, Yahiko wrenches his arms. Shoji teeters over the edge, limbs thrown back. The train thunders forward. I absently cover Ryu's eyes with my hand, my gaze transfixed as he falls right beneath the nose of the train, which steamrolls over him, blood splayed over its front. I barely catch a glimpse of Yahiko's face, transfixed with twisted horror, before the train pulls to a stop between us. What happened? Yama, what? My head begins to spin as red pulses before my eyes. Oh no. Yama, listen to me. You're okay. You'll be fine. I stumble backwards, my hands groping for a wall, a bench, or anything. My stomach writhes with nausea. We're in Isamu, Yama. We're in the train station. You can breathe. You're okay. The smell of iron and smoke pummels my nostrils. My vision twists into monochrome. Ryui fades out of sight, her words blurry in my ears. Fine, don't. Okay, here. Meow. I fall away from reality, the screams of passersby ringing in my ears. Oh, another memory. Here, I'll give you a shot. Nah, I hate shots. It's okay, this one won't hurt. Are you sure? Well, not too much. Circle, circle, dot, dot, dot. Now you've got the cootie shot. Oh, okay, yeah, this is what we saw before, because Yama got cooties. Or cooties. So I won't die? Yeah, that's what shots do, right? Yeah, thanks, sis. What was that? Hey, what's going on? Mind where you're driving. I can't help it. Good heavens, what is out there? Ice, lots of it. Sweepers must have been delayed. Well, pull over, stop, do something. I'll just sit tight and be quiet. I need to concentrate. Mizu, I don't like this bus. We'll be fine. Don't worry. Damn it. No. Yama. I guess they crashed into that river that we almost drowned in, and I guess that's Mizu. Mizu, it's okay. Get off, sis. I can't breathe. Mizu, get off. Why aren't you moving? Please, sis. Officer, a kid, alive, back. How? Air pocket. Air pocket. Looks like a glass. Oh yeah. So I guess the bus did like go into the river, and there's an air pocket. Interesting. Quick, get. Did it. Get him to... The girl? Didn't. Instantaneous. Sir, civilians, escort away. Give back. You! Oh god, no. No, Hana. Yoshi, where's... Please. Well, I mean, I guess that sheds some light onto Yama's trauma. And I guess, what do you call that, actually? Survivor's guilt, right? Because it seems like everyone else is dead. And him alone survived that. And that's why he's so, well, the way he is. My eyes shoot open, and I clutch at my chest, coughing violently. A hand immediately grips my shoulder, and I feel something cold and solid at my lips. A glass. Water. I guzzle it violently, throat burning as it slips into my stomach. My vision finally begins to clear. I'm bundled up in a large comforter, reclined against my sofa. Ryui is kneeling in front of me, her expression ridden with concern. She hesitantly brushes her fingertips against my forehead. They feel like ice. You're burning up. She hurries back into the kitchen. I hear the comforting gurgle of my faucet. The warm scent of chicken broth drifts through the air. Oh, what happened? The words escape from my throat in a croaky groan. Ryui quickly returns and slips the newly refilled glass into my hand. I sip at it, slower this time. You were in shock. You lapsed twice as we came to your apartment. Well, thankfully, you didn't faint until we got here. I meant Yahiko and Shoji. She freezes, her expression flickering in pain. I didn't see. Everyone rushed out of the train to see what had happened. There were police, ambulances, reporters. It was a mess. I narrow my eyes at her. Her hands are clasped tightly, shaking in her lap. Nervousness? Definitely. From trauma? Not quite. Are you hiding something from me, Ryui? Well, they arrested Yahiko. What? He's currently being detained at the station. Well, how long have I been My chest suddenly seizes, pushing me into a coughing fit. Ryui disappears into the kitchen and comes back with a bowl of steaming chicken noodle soup. Now eat this. I work to spoon the food into my mouth, but my hands are shaking uncontrollably. Rapid thoughts, one after another, are pounding at my head. Did Yahiko just kill someone? Did Shoji just die before my eyes? Oh, let me. She takes the bowl from my grasp, holding the spoon before my lips. No, feeding me? Really? I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Let you starve? She quickly jams the spoon in my mouth. The warm, savory liquid soothes my throat. I instinctively hum in approval. It's good. Well, duh. A thought dawns on me as I take another spoonful of soup. What happened to your luggage? Oh, luggage? You were going back home. Oh, well, plans change. Well, that does tend to happen when you see someone die. Does Masato know? I don't know. You haven't told him? Well, where's he been? Has he contacted you? No, he hasn't, okay? And he won't. He won't? Suspicious. Something going on between her and Masato, which, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it has something to do with Yama as well. Anyway, she grips the bowl in both hands, her shoulders slumping. For the first time, I notice how tired she looks. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have yelled at you. No, it's okay. But what's been happening to all of us? How are you feeling? Fine? I see that the bloodshot veins in her eyes, and the deep shadows to her skin, and how there's no life to her smile. Liar. Come here. I take the bowl from her hands and place it on the ground, then slide an arm around her shoulder, rubbing it gently. She seems to collapse inwardly, hiding her face in her hands. Why? Why is this happening? It's okay. I don't understand. First it's with Masato, then Akira, then Yahiko. Everyone's leaving. Leaving? Don't worry. I won't leave. She relaxes at my words and wipes her sleeve across her face. Well, it's not like anyone else would put up with you, right? Right. Hey, that kind of, you know? That kind of like... the fear of people leaving you, I guess, is echoed with Ryu as well as Yama, right? Yama had that, well, I mean, we've learned he has that psychological trauma of being abandoned by the people close to him. Her mood seems to lighten, but her brow flickers in concern. You saw Mizu, didn't you? I nod silently, trying to swallow past the lump in my throat. Oh, I guess, yeah, Ryui knows a lot about us. Right? Because we're childhood friends and all that. Yeah. And it's okay. This wasn't the first time. I try to pass this off as a joke, but Ryui grows deathly still. What? Well, maybe this wasn't a good idea. What am I supposed to say? I nearly drowned yesterday? Never mind. Yama, tell me what happened now. Her eyes pierce through me and her mouth is set in a hard frown. Looks like I should just come clean. I almost drowned yesterday. He literally said that. You know the Rainbow River? Shoji was drowning. I thought I could save him. But that river... I know. It was the very first reason why my family had moved away from Izumo. Because of what happened in that river. The river that, miles further upstream, bordered a certain elementary school. I had been born and raised in Izumo, and I had a sibling, but after the accident in the river, a frightening bus crash that resulted in around 30 casualties, well, we didn't stick around. So we moved. Nice town, 3 hours away, a quiet place called Seto, where we were supposed to start over. A town where I met Ryui and Misaki. But then when Ryui's parents found jobs in the prosperous metropolis of Izumo, they couldn't hesitate to take them, not when they were still working through the aftermath of the recession. So Ryui came to Izumo, and I came with her. Back to this cursed city and this cursed river. Now, you know how dangerous that river can be. Why would you even? You can't even swim. Swim? No, you can't even swim. And yeah, I was wondering. Yeah, I thought Yama, like, he was talking to himself about how he could swim, but then because I'm wondering, did Yama like sink in the river because of the trauma or the fact that he couldn't swim? And I guess it's because he did not know how to swim. Which, Wayne, incidentally, I also don't know how to swim. Yeah, well, there's a reason it turned out the way it did. And when were you going to tell me this? The edge to her voice alerts me to just how distressed she is. Is it really just such a big deal? You could have died. Well, I didn't. That's not the problem, Yama. You don't tell me anything. Her sudden outburst stuns me into silence. She grips my shoulders, fingers curling through the comforter and digging into my arms. You're always hiding things. I never know what's going on. Don't you trust me? Why? Why? Her voice is shaking. I work to speak past the numbness on my tongue. I don't hide anything from... Then what about Shigure? What about the investigation? What about the serial murders? What about... She grips my shirt, tears dripping onto my comforter. You haven't told me anything. That you've been staying up late? That these things keep happening to you? I don't know what you've been doing after school. I don't even see you around. I blurt out the one thing on my mind. How did you know about the investigation? Is that what's important right now? You're investigating serial killings, Yama, and you don't have training in anything, and you're just a kid. You can't do that. Can't do what? Can't do everything? Can't do anything? Has there ever been something that I could do? Not a good student, not a good son, not a good investigator. Tell me, Ryu, is there anything that I am good at? You know, being an average student is just fine if it keeps you alive. I can't live like that. If you keep this up, you're not gonna live at all. Don't you get it? I'm fine with that. What are you even saying? I'm sick of being useless. Yeah, because, again, survivor's guilt. Because he was saved by his sister, so he feels like he's a burden to other people. I can psychologically analyze this main character pretty easily. Anyway, my anger is burning to my mouth. I'm spewing whatever comes to my head. Why have you stuck around me, huh? Why have you stuck with such an incompetent excuse for a human being? You sure don't get anything from it. The only thing you're incompetent at is telling me when important stuff happens in your life. Like, oh, I don't know, the fact that you almost drowned yesterday. Am I really even a friend to you? What kind of friend? What is a friend? Someone who makes you feel nice and cozy? Is that why you're with me? Sticking around someone you know you're better than at everything? Probably made you really feel really good about yourself. Shut up. You don't know what's been happening. You don't even care. You don't even ask. You just sit back and do nothing. Do nothing. I no longer see the need to expend resources on the worthless assistant. Why don't you try out anything? Because getting these flashbacks. You're the genius. Figure it out. Rage floods to the tips of my fingers. I can feel venom slicking over my tongue. I do nothing. I sit around my apartment and twiddle my thumbs all day. Yep, that's me. That's Yama Ishimoto. What a kid. What a stupid, arrogant kid. Did nothing while his older sister, would have had so much potential. Yama. You know what she wanted to be? A defense attorney. At 9 years old. She didn't even know what it was. She just asked her parents what the best job to protect people was, and they said the lawyer. So she had her heart set on being a lawyer. Meanwhile, what did Yama want to be? Good old Yama Ishimoto wanted to be wait for it, a tree. Yes, I kid you not, a tree. The kind with leaves in the trunk and all that crap. Why? Because trees were tall and green, and he thought both of those attributes were pretty cool at the time. Fucking stupid, isn't it? You know what would have been better? If Yama fucking died, and Misa had lived. I would have liked that. Would you have liked that? Don't blame yourself for that, Yama. It wasn't your fault that she died. It was Blizzard. The bus driver, the sweepers. You should have been on that bus in the first place. I like to think that. I really would. And maybe for a while I did. I clench my hands until my nails are digging grooves in the base of my palm. But you know what? Someone kept bringing it up. What? You could have left me alone. You could have let me forget. But you didn't let me. Why? Why? Why do you keep nagging me? Why are you so insistent on sticking around me every day, every hour, every minute? What? I can't do anything on my own now? It always needs to be with you? Tears fill her eyes and spill onto her cheeks. My eyes and throat are burning. My tongue feels like it's on fire. But I can't stop. I was fine. Life was fine. And then you came. You made me think of her. Do you like it when I suffer? Do you like seeing me in pain? Well, congratulations, because you did an excellent job. Slap! My head swivels harshly to the side, cheeks smarting from the impact of Ryui's palm. She stares angrily at me, tears dripping from her chin onto the carpet. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for caring for you. I'm sorry for sticking up for you. I'm sorry for spending my time with you. I'm sorry for being such a terrible burden. And I'm sorry for putting up with such an ignorant, thankless person all these years. Her every word socks me straight in the gut, even though she speaks quietly. Well, thanks for being honest with me. I didn't realize I was such a horrible person. Horrible for worrying about you. Horrible for being upset when you could have died yesterday, and I would have known at all. But by all means, keep telling me. It's not like I know my own faults or anything. She storms to the front door, slinging her backpack over her shoulder. Goodbye, Ishimoto. She slams the door behind her, leaving me in frigid silence. What the fuck are you doing, Yama? Chase after her right now! You idiot! Anyway. Anger burns from my stomach to the tips of my fingers. I'm seized by a wild urge to grab something, anything, and smash it against the ground. But anything I look at, I can't bring myself to break. I glance out the window. Ryui's already heading out the gate. I toss on a light jacket and tear down the stairs, grinding to a halt at the gate and making a sharp turn to the opposite gate. Or... the gate? Okay, no. To the opposite. Okay, no. I thought I read that wrong. Anyway, the only way to expel this is a walk. A nice, long, preferably death-inducing walk. I break into the run as the cold air hits my face. I was fine. I was perfectly fine. Ryu was the one who freaked out. She always been that way. Always nagging me. Always giving me a hard time. She felt excluded? Who was the person who went home yesterday? Who was the person who never talked to me? Who was the person who made me run around the Izumu forest thinking that she'd been brutally murdered? That's you, Yama. That's your fault. I can't take it anymore. Any of it. I close my eyes and pick up my speed, feeling the wind blister my face. My lungs plead for air and my heart is throbbing painfully against my chest, but I don't bother stopping. Well, here we go. District 6. The dead of night. Perfect place for an ignorant, thankless lowlife like me. God damn it. I drop against the wall, fighting for breath. A couple shady figures eye me from the alleyways, but when I meet their gaze, they turn away. I wouldn't mind a fight. Honestly, I wouldn't. It'd feel good, maybe. Cathartic. Yeah, cathartic. A good old fist to the face. Maybe I'd die. I deserve it. I shouldn't have said those words. It didn't matter that I was angry. It didn't matter that I felt unjustified. Ryui didn't deserve words like that. Not when she's been by my side. Not when she's been my only friend. Just hurt. Even she acknowledged that I couldn't do anything correctly. She was supposed to support me. To believe in me, right? Well. Unknown? Haru? Why would he be pinging me? How'd he get my number? How's his number in my phone? Is this part of a LASP I don't remember? Maybe he set his caller ID to be public, but that's strange, to say the least, especially for a student. Well, it says unknown, but I guess it's supposed to be Haru? And why is he in District 6? I cautiously follow the indicator, keeping to the shadows as I approach. Around the corner of the denoted alleyway, but... What? No, not now. I guess we have a LASP? What was that? What is that? Is that someone being stabbed? You're A coward. We'll see about that. Shouldn't even be here. No, really? Don't you dare tell anyone. Why not? Look, no one can know about this. Scared someone would find out? All this time, I should have known. Why? Why? That was... well... I mean, the way it's ordered, it seems to me that either Yama or Yahiko is involved in the killings, or are they the culprits, or did they just witness someone being stabbed, right? Was that Haru? I don't know. Well, I guess it's being obfuscated by our memory lapse. We don't know what exactly happened. I jolt awake, frantically clinging to my bedpost. My vision is still swimming, my mouth dry with the bitter aftertaste of anxiety medication. No, of all times, it had to be then? I squeeze my eyes shut in a vain attempt to recall the images that have just passed my retinas, but they're already gone. What happened? Why did I see a mutilated body? Why did I see Aiko? What did I talk about? What the hell happened? I struggle to roll out of bed, but my limbs are frozen with terror, plastered to the sheets beneath my racing heartbeat. You're a coward. Who was that? Who said that? Why did they say it? How did I... No. I seize my phone, looking through my messages, my calls, anything, a clue, a hint, a status update. I was like, oh, actually I didn't notice the date was 2000. Okay, did I say before that we'd never seen the date before, you know, for a while? But actually, if you look at the phone, it says right here 2018. I didn't see that actually, and I guess yeah, April 11th. April 11th, 2018. What's this? 7:10. I guess 7 a.m. That's just the time. Anyway, I guess I just didn't notice that. Anyway. I wonder if that's important, actually, remembering the times and days, you know? Anyway. I only find an email. Oh, Crimson Crusade. Be the drill. If you happen to find yourself in the midst of many strange events, don't worry. There are many who believe in you. Don't forget who you are, and don't forget who you are not. Ah yes, the mystery emailer. The one who only started contacting me the night after my first lapse in years. The one who seems to know exactly what I'm facing, even though I don't know who they are. What a convenient response, almost as if it's exactly what I need to hear. I shut my phone, tossing it as far away from me as possible. Who am I during these lapses? The doctors, of course, have their own answers. It's just an usual brain injury from the accident. You'll suffer brief lapses during times of stress when your memory is transitioning from short to long term. Wouldn't change anything about you, they said. You're still yourself, they said. It's just a little memory blip, they said. Maybe they were paid to tell me that. After all, no one wants to hear that they could have an uncontrollable alter ego who might very well be a serial killer. I guess, yeah, that kind of confirms our suspicions. At the very least, Yama thinks that might be the case anyway. That when we have these lapses, that we might have a split personality, maybe. And maybe we're the killer. We were the killer all along. That would be pretty cliche, to be honest, but I don't know, maybe. Can't trust anyone. Can't even trust myself. What am I doing when I think I'm sleeping? I lie still, fighting to keep my mind steady as I survey my next course of action. What would I do? Record myself? Confine myself? Report myself? What can I do if I find out that I might be the very person I'm trying to track? It's not possible, is it? It sounds ridiculous, like a half-baked plot from a second-hand book. Yeah, it is a cliche. Stupid, irrational, impossible, just like me these past few days. Maybe I should just go to school. I can only snort at the thought. Shallow, ditzy little school where I'll receive homework assignments on calculus problems, and now Mayor Inori has saved Isamu and 1,000 other things that mean nothing when people are dying every day. Still, if I lapse at school, maybe someone will catch me. Maybe we'll find out once and for all. Besides, it's not like I have anything better to do. For one, could you please apologize to Ryui? She doesn't deserve the treatment that she got last night. Damn it, Yama. It only takes me a moment to get dressed and wolf down a quick breakfast. The food is sour in my stomach, but I force myself to keep it down. I just feel bad for Ryui. Contrary to the past few days, the entrance is packed with students. It's practically impossible to weave my way through. I peer through the crowd of heads and catch a brief glimpse of the red hair that slowly plods away. Threads of whispers shoot in rapid fire at the sight. Again? They said Haru went missing, and Shoji ended up passing away. Yeah, I saw the news. I can't believe it. I can. I should have expected it the moment we saw them talk to Irie. Do you really think she'd do that? And no wonder those girls are angry at Irie. But guys, isn't this getting a little out of hand? They even egged her this time. You think we were too hard on her? Midori, Toma, Akane, now Shoji and Haru. How high does the body count have to get before you start believing us? But was she even involved with... You're not taking the side of that bitch, are you? Look, an adult had to step in and take your group to the principal's office. That doesn't make them look any better. You. Hey, no fighting. I'm shoved to the side as Masato breaks through the crowd, his jaw taut with suppressed anger. The students immediately quiet down, watching eagerly for another display with their phone cameras primed for patter. Oh, you better quit your yapping and scram. Your little chit-chat ain't doing a thing. Despite the fact that he's the president of the Honor Society, the students know enough about Masato to not start anything. They quickly disperse into the courtyard. Masato turns to look at me. I'm hit with the memories that I tried to forget. The argument at the canal, the bitter fight with Ryui. It's amazing what 24 hours can do, although those encounters seem so distant. Masato curls his lower lip in disgust and strides away. It socks me right in the stomach. I'm speaking before I know it. Masato. He lifts an eyebrow at me, but his body's tense with anger. I'm sorry? I don't know what I did. I want to know why you're so mad. I don't understand. But Masato cuts me off, wrapping his fingers in the end of his jacket until his knuckles turn white. If you're gonna take something from someone, man, at least take care of it. I get it. I get it now. That line confirms what I've been thinking. About Masato. Why is he so angry? What? That was the last thing that I was expecting to hear. Get to class. He storms past me and disappears into the classroom building. I'm only left bewildered, and even more alone than before. This time, I've really got no one. Yep. Masato, I mean, I won't say it just in case I'm completely wrong, but Masato probably, he's angry because he's referring to Ryui when he said that line, you know? Probably, I'm thinking. I force myself to plod to my chair. Plod. The stairways and hallways are congested with nauseating, frivolous gossip that makes me shake my head. This is disgusting. I'm just about to slip in the classroom when a jolt of movement in the hallway catches my eye. Mr. Ryota just opened the door to the principal's office, through which a number of students are filing. His face seems unusually burdened, the most solemn that I've ever seen it. Jiro. 5 of them. Bullying, cornering the Hiraga girl. Again. You don't understand, Principal. Are you really fine with a murderer running around campus? What, throwing some kids of potty mouths under the bus to cover for her? Look, you guys will address the principal with respect, and you will listen to what he has to say.
Next time I see you tossing around that kind of attitude, you'll be packing your bags. Understood?
I've never heard him so harsh. The students instinctively step back like he's emitting some dark aura. Mr. Ryota, how can you say that when Haru's gone?
Haru Bunya? Gone? What? You didn't know?
He's been gone since last afternoon. He didn't come back to school for curfew.
But Haru's a smart kid. Didn't he know to stay?
What does it matter? Midori and Toma and Akane, they were inside the school after curfew, but they disappeared anyway. Inside, outside, it doesn't matter. We're doomed. She bursts into tears as Mr. Ryota is frozen in place, looking strangely awkward.
Bring them in, Jiro. I'll handle it from here.
Mr. Ryota wordlessly steps aside, watching the students file into the principal's office. When the last student has entered, he shuts the door, sighing heavily. I step forward to greet him, but something halts me in my tracks. Students from this very school, gone. Yesterday, a death on the subway tracks. Now, Haru Bunya joins the ranks. I can't trust myself. How can I possibly trust anyone else? It's gotta be the stress getting to me, but I see every familiar face as a potential enemy, a puppeteer in the shadows, moving all the chess pieces into place. Mr. Ryota. Something about him seems unbearably ominous, surrounded by death. Am I the killer? Is the killer someone close to me? Or is the killer a complete stranger? Everyone is a possibility. Mr. Ryota is intelligent, flippant, and when he needs to be, ruthlessly efficient. Then he noticed me awkwardly standing in the hallway, twiddling my thumbs. Well, if it isn't my favorite delinquent. He's searching my face. I attempt to mask my expression. I can't show anything. Not now. Hey, Mr. Ryota. I decide not to mention the scene that I just witnessed. Maybe it's better if he doesn't know.
Kid, you've got bags for days going on under your eyes.
Have you been sniffing all night? What? Did he seriously just say that in the middle of the school? No, I was just finishing some stuff up last night.
I see. You sure you don't want to talk about it?
I've talked to him about my past. I'm supposed to trust Mr. Ryota. I don't know.
We've got some time before class starts. It's up to you.
Wouldn't it be better to run my thoughts by him? He has information about the students that I could never get otherwise. Okay, your office? Yeah, I guess, we're deciding to trust him. Even though we were a bit suspicious of him. And I guess, I said before, I did have my suspicions on Mr. Ryota before as well. But, I don't know. Who is the culprit? Is it just one person? Right, yeah. Because if you remember those cutscenes in the forest, it involved multiple people. So, it may not be that it's only one killer, right? That just makes it more complicated, I think.